Am I the idiot for not giving my mom a key to my girlfriend and I's place? I, 25M, have been dating my girlfriend Lacey, 24F, for 6 years. We met when she was a freshman because she became friends with one of my close friends, and I was enamored with her immediately after seeing her. After a couple of years of saving, we decided we wanted to take the next step and buy a house together. Nothing big, just like an apartment or a townhouse. With the help of Lacey's father, we purchased a townhouse a month ago. Now for some background, that led to my decision not to give my mom a key. My mother has never liked Lacey. There was and is always a complaint. Her dyed hair, her revealing clothes, her clothing style, her facial piercings, her tattoos, etc. The most recent complaint is that Lacey only works a few part-time hours while I work full-time. Lacey is a PhD neuroscience student, but even if she wasn't a student, it's not her business how our dynamic works. If she can't act amicably towards my other half, who has been nothing but kind to her, then I don't want her having access because I know she will intrude. On to the issue. 2 weeks ago, we held a housewarming party for our parents after we were mostly settled in. After dinner, while we were all drinking coffee in the living room, my mom asked me when she would be getting an emergency key. I told her we gave it to our friends because they are closest. That's a lie, we gave one to Lacey's parents. She got upset, saying emergency keys are for family only and she needs one. I told her she didn't need one, and if something happened, my friends had access. I could tell it upset her, but she stopped. The next day I got a call from her, and when I answered, she was wailing, saying she knew Lacey was up to this. I told her it was both of our decisions to give the key to our friends, and that Lacey isn't an evil villain conspiring against her. She then switched to anger, saying I can't cover for her all the time, to which I hung up. Ever since I have been getting guilt-trippy texts from my mother and my father about me breaking her heart because I'm shutting her out. Am I the idiot? Is it really that bad she does not have a key? Edit/update. Well, I took the advice of the comments. I texted my mom something along the lines of, "No, you will not be getting a key, and that is my decision alone based on your treatment of Lacey through our entire relationship. I do not want to make her feel unwelcome in a home that she also owns. You and I both know that you will go snooping and show up uninvited, and I will not tolerate that. You need to let go of this competition between you and Lacey because I will always choose Lacey. But much longer. I'm getting chewed out, but the alternative is my girlfriend and I being walked all over, so." Update 2. I tried to talk to my dad about it since my mom is just on an angry rampage. No luck. My mother has escalated to calling/texting Lacey to insult her, so I'm just blocking them both for now. I sent my mom a final text letting her know I was disappointed that she couldn't consider anyone else's feelings but hers, and if I decided to reach out again it would be on my time, and that I wouldn't hesitate to reblock if she spoke to Lace like that again. Now for a few comments before another update. Not the idiot, but please no. You would be an idiot if you gave your mother a key at this point. Adult temper tantrums like this are unacceptable and your boundary is beyond reasonable. I hope it's clear to you, but it's very clear to me that this has nothing to do with an emergency key, and everything to do with your mom being unable to get what she wants. Comment 2. Not the idiot. Your mother is doing an excellent job of demonstrating why you should never give her a key under any circumstances. In fact, you should probably warn building security about her, in case she tries to go around you, because there is no damn way she's worried about emergencies, and not either digging up dirt on Lacey or simply making her feel unwelcome in her own home. Now for the update. To say that this month has been a poop show is an understatement. I really didn't think I would need to update beyond the ones on my original post, but here we are. As per my original post, I and my partner have been struggling with my mom crossing boundaries and more specifically badgering me for a key to our new home. I got a message on Facebook from my uncle around 2-ish weeks ago that my mother was in tears, couldn't sleep, and was a mess. He said that she has tried to contact me, but since I blocked her on everything it wasn't possible. She wanted to invite us over for an apology dinner. Later, when Lacey returned home from work, I showed her the texts and told her that it is up to her whether we go or not, as she is the one who was wronged by my mom. Lacey told me since it was my mother she wanted to give her another chance, but if my mom did something like this ever again she was done. I unblocked my mom, and we talked and set up dinner at her place. When we first arrived everything was fine. My mom was being respectful and halfway through dinner gave a sincere apology to Lacey. Lacey responded that she appreciated and accepted her apology. My mom's face went sour, and she asked, "Are you also not going to apologize to me?" Lacey said that she had nothing to apologize for. For some reason, this triggered a massive meltdown on my mom's end. She started screaming incoherently that this is what she was talking about, and she was tired of seeing my son be with a she-devil. Lacey got up, thanked them for the meal, and walked out. I quickly followed behind her as my mom stormed after us, shouting insults with my dad trying to stop her, attracting the attention of her other neighbors who now think she's probably crazy. So as the comments originally suggested, we are back at square one with them blocked most likely indefinitely. I would love to leave my dad unblocked, but I know he'd let my mom contact me. Thank you to everyone who commented. I truly wish I could have provided a more happy update. Edit. Some of your comments about my dad have made me a lot more worried about what he's possibly dealing with at home. I'm going to talk to Lacey to see if she's comfortable with me reaching out for my dad alone at his work email, since I know it's less likely for my mom to have access to that. Small update. Lacey does want to move forward and attempt to just contact my dad. As some of you in the comments may have read, Lacey loved my dad a lot. They were close and blocking him has really upset her. I'm just really hoping he does the right thing. Comment 1. Sorry you didn't get a better resolution. Hopefully your dad will come to realize that the only way he can have a relationship with you is if he respects the boundaries you have set for your mom. Congrats on the new house and your solid loving relationship with Lacey. Comment 2. Wow, just wow. As a mom, my middle son gave me a key to their home, but I have never used it to walk in unannounced. When we would go over to drop off packages, I would open the door, put the packages inside to the right, then relock their door. Also, I would text both of them before doing that. One time my grandson's school called me for an emergency pickup because my son and daughter-in-law were unable to pick him up. My grandson on the way back needed to use the bathroom, so I headed to their house. But texted both that we would be going into their house and why. Afterwards we headed to my house until one of them could pick him up. We live 40 minutes away from their house. Now, for the next story. Would I be the idiot if I kept my dad's dog against my girlfriend's wishes? I, male 32, and my girlfriend Ellen, female 33, have been together for 2 years, 7 months, and have been living in the same house for 8 months. The issue in question arose when my dad, male 58, gave me his dog Mila, 6F. She was a rescue, so we don't know her exact age. Before I had even met Ellen, I made a promise with my dad to take Mila in if he couldn't care for her, which is something I discussed with Ellen before she even moved in, and she had no complaints then. My dad fell ill 4 months ago, and of course I took Mila in. He is not getting better, so he asked me to officially adopt her, and I agreed. Ellen was furious that I made this decision without consulting her, despite me having told her about the arrangement in the past. Although I feed, walk, groom and manage all of Mila's needs, financially and otherwise, Ellen said she had to put her foot down on this issue. I asked Ellen if there were any specific reasons she was so opposed us keeping Mila, and she stated the following. 1. She said that since she works from home full-time, whereas I'm closer to 50-50, that I can't understand how much having a dog around affects her work. She makes clay art, crockery, that sort of thing. 2. Having a dog is expensive, and it will be a drain on our finances, which are not joined, I'll note, and I've paid for everything so far. 3. It will make it more difficult for us if we ever want to have a child. 4. Our house is not huge, so it doesn't make sense to have a big dog like Mila. 5. She has friends who have severe dog hair allergies, and she doesn't want them to feel they can't visit anymore. None of her complaints had anything to do with any bad behavior. Mila does not jump on people or furniture, bite, bark at visitors. She will follow commands to leave a room if they're given to her, etc. I see that these are reasonable objections to not taking Mila in, but I stayed firm in my position. Ellen said that if I loved her, I would make other arrangements, and at this stage I was getting a bit angry, so what I said next may have been a little harsh. I told her, "Love has nothing to do with this. My first responsibilities are my dad and Mila, and nothing you say will convince me to send her away. If you seriously can't cope with that, you can get out of my home." Ellen burst into tears at this and left to go stay with her mom, citing that I clearly need time to think this over. A bunch of her friends who know me have been telling me that I'm a total AH for prioritizing a dog over my girlfriend of nearly 3 years. But my own friends have been telling me to stand my ground. Ellen has been radio silent, has not come home and is not responding to my texts. So I guess I'm looking for some unbiased opinions on the matter. Would I be the idiot if I kept Mila? Now for a few comments before the update. Not the idiot. You made a commitment to your dad, and you're honoring it. She should have some more empathy for the situation. I'd get a new girlfriend before I got rid of that dog. Comment 2. Not the idiot. You clearly communicated the plan prior to her ever moving in. On top of that, does she consider the reason you're taking in the dog the illness of your father? It's pretty inconsiderate for her to make this situation about her when you're doing a solid for your sick dad. If you already had a dog before she moved in, would she not have moved in? Would she have told you to give up your dog? I don't think so. Now for the update. So I guess it's customary to give an update on these things, and since a few people started following me after my previous post, I figured I ought to finish the story. It's only been a few days, but a lot has happened. Ellen finally agreed to meet up earlier today. Ironically, though people were telling me to break up with her, she beat me to the punch. We talked over coffees for a few hours, and what many of you suggested was true. Her real reason for not wanting to keep Mila was separate from all of the ones she offered me. She said that she thinks I've just changed too much since we got her, and when I asked what she meant, she stated that I'm less passionate and engaged with her than before. I don't really know if I can do anything with that, whether it's to do with the stress of my father's condition or not, but she basically said I'm not the person she fell in love with anymore. She's packing up her things even as I type this. It's hard in a way I can't describe, like all of a sudden I'm losing all of the people I love. But I also know that I can't control her decision to leave if that's what she wants. In brighter news, Mila is doing well. Some of you were concerned that Ellen might spirit her away, but she's still very much around. I brought her to the Hospital Park area to see my dad and she was over the moon to be with him again, so I'll probably keep that up as long as he's able. I've also taken up the recommendations to find a doggy daycare for the days I'm in the office. I'll start dropping her off there next week, and if all goes well I'm sure she'll make plenty of friends. There isn't much else to say, other than thank you. There's been an enormous amount of love and support coming from this subreddit. People were sending dozens of heartfelt messages. I even had to turn my phone off because all the notifications were too much of a distraction at work. I wanted to let you know all your kind words mean so much to me, even if I felt a little too awkward to respond to most of the messages. It's a strange and difficult time all around for Mila and I, but we'll try and navigate it as best we can. That's all, I suppose. Thank you for your time. Comment 1. So, basically, she's blaming the dog when it sounds to me like her real issue is a stunning lack of empathy for the fact that it sounds like you are losing your dad, which, as someone who is going through something similar with an aging parent, I'm so sorry, OP. Seriously, though, this is not about a dog. This sounds a lot like her expecting you to put her before literally everything, even when she didn't object to what you told her before she moved in. And even when she knows you are losing your dad and Mila is a part of your dad. As much as it hurts right now, honestly, she's showing you who she is. She is showing you that she isn't up for any kind of flexibility when things get hard or sad. I know it's hard now, but in the end, think about things like having kids with her, and so on. If she thinks the dog is disruptive and reduces direct engagement and passion, just wait until she has a kid. And no, becoming a parent doesn't mean you are no longer an individual with wants and needs, but it does mean that you have to be flexible and willing to reprioritize at times. Comment 2. So she never thought that maybe you're currently not passionate and engaged because you're losing your father? I know this hurts, but you will be much better in the long run without this selfish partner. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to drop a like. It really helps the channel grow. See you next time.